Hey guys, welcome back to Salami Gaming. It's your boy Salami, and we are doing another Corepunk class. Specifically the Bomber today. We're going to go through all three subclasses and have a look at its abilities and, just see what we think of this class and what you guys think of it. Please let me know in the comments below. From what I've reading over the page, it looks pretty cool, and I'm excited to go through it with you guys and get your opinion. So let's crack on and see what's going on with the Bomber class. We'll do their little intro and then we'll move into all of their abilities. So, coming from an age of concrete jungles surrounded by gangs at war, bright and youthful bombers had to grow up early. They managed to survive with the help of their trickery and razor-sharp wit. Speed is their advantage and explosives are their best friend. Bombers are unrivaled when it comes to illusions and hoaxes. They might seem that they're just playing with matches, but watch out, or their little games might be the last thing you see before you die. Very cool. So the first class that they go over here is the Blast Medic, which is pretty cool. Blast Medics are ranged support heroes who use grenade launchers and can wield various explosive types like hand grenades or bombs. These heroes heal allies, buff them, and use crowd control against enemies. They create illusions to trick the enemies. When I first saw this Blast Medic, I was instantly drawn into it as I'm a support player in most MMOs. Again, we're only 3 classes in, and Paladin is still probably my favourite, but the Bomber so far has kind of caught my attention. The Blast Medic throws a bomb, so their Q. Sorry, I should say what I'm talking about. So the Blast Medic, their Q ability, throws a bomb which deals magic damage to enemies and heals allies. The bomb ricochets off 2 targets at a time, so it bounces around, which is pretty cool. Every ricochet of damage dealt to enemies increases, and the healing effect ally decreases. The Blast Medic will need some time to use this ability and can be cast while the Blast Medic is moving. So it's got a charge up, wind up period. So cast time 0.2 and a range of 5 meters. So that's pretty neat, and it's got a cooldown of 15, so you're not throwing this out too often, but it's good for queuing enemies or queuing allies. So dual abilities for support classes is always useful because you want to play support, but when you're out soloing, it's a pain in the ass. So thank you so much for making your Q do damage and heals. So next up is the W. The Blast Medic throws out a bomb to a target area, enemies take physical damage and are blinded. The Blast Medic and allies who are in range of the explosion are buffed and take reduced incoming damage. Again, that's really great. Heals and debuffs, like helping team members and doing damage. It's instant cast, range of 6 meters, 10 second cooldown, so you're using that pretty regularly. I like it. Your E, the Blast Medic creates their duplicate and sends it to a target location. When the ability is recast on the duplicate, the Blast Medic swaps places with the duplicate. Passing through enemies, the Blast Medic deals damage, spell power, and regenerates health of allies they pass through. If there are enemies or allies between the Blast Medic and the duplicate when the Blast Medic is teleporting, enemies are additionally stunned and allies gain bonus movement speed. Okay, that's a real funky ability. It sounds like a very MOBA ability, doesn't it? Like LeBlanc almost. That's very cool. I'd probably be useless with it. I'd probably run my duplicate into the enemy, teleport, and then instantly die. So we'll see how that one goes. What else have we got here? Your R. The Blast Medic sends out a drone to a target hero. The drone is active for 7 seconds. If the target is an ally, they are buffed with periodic healing. The target gains bonus movement speed and all movement speed reduction effects are removed. So that's nice. If the target is the Blast Medic, so on yourself, they are shielded. While the Blast Medic is shielded, their basic attacks will also slow a target. So at least you have some use if you're soloing with your R. And if it's an enemy, they will be debuffed, taking additional magic damage alongside damage dealt by basic attacks. While the effect lasts, their target takes 10% more damage. Awesome. You know what? Blast Medic's cool. You can be a support and still go solo. Love it. Awesome. Perfect. Right. And then their special abilities. So their passive, the Blast Medic gets 3 different passive effects which replace each other every 5 seconds. At any moment, the special ability can be activated and the current passive effect is empowered and prolonged for 10 seconds. Okay. Outcoming healing is increased by 10% and then by 20% when empowered. Attack speed increased by 10% and 20% when empowered. Basic attacks deal damage to the area. Additional physical damage is dealt for every basic attack when empowered. So you can empower your 3 empowerments. So that's quite neat for the passive. And they replace every 5 seconds. At any moment, the special ability can be activated. So there should be an activation button, which that's pretty neat. Because I don't know whether any of the other 2 classes we're going through, where you activated their specials. So that's pretty unique actually. I'm really liking that. Can't complain. So that's the Blast Medic done. Happy, like it. Let's continue on. The Grenada. Grenada is a ranged hero while using a plasma gun, bombs, and grenades to deal massive explosive damage. Thanks to the R ability, they can instantly reset their cooldown on their abilities. They also assist allies, dragging them back to help avoid attacks or knocking enemies back. That's neat. So you've got a bit of crowd control going on with the Grenada, is what I'm gathering from this. So their Q. The Grenada deals magic damage and knocks an enemy back. While the ability is applied to an ally, they are dragged back to the Grenada and gain increased movement speed for 3 seconds. Really helpful to get them out of an AoE if they've not seen it or they're just too busy attacking. But can also be trolled with, I guess, in some instances. I know that in Final Fantasy XIV, one of the abilities of the White Mage is to pull an ally back, and that can be used to hilarious effects. Not all are great. So in this game, I don't think that'll be an issue because of the way the movement in this game works, but in Final Fantasy XIV, it can definitely be used to make someone's life a bit annoying. So I like it. The W, the Grenada throws a grenade at a target enemy. It sticks to the target and explodes with 2 seconds delay, dealing magic damage. Enemies caught in the blast range take 50% of damage dealt to the primary target and are slow. The grenade can be attached to an ally. After the explosion, all allies caught in the blast range gain attack speed and bonus haste. Okay. I mean, it's a sticky grenade. And it works on allies and enemies. So, can't really... There's not much to say about that ability. You throw a grenade at someone, it sticks to them for 2 seconds and it explodes doing damage and slows. Or it doesn't heal, but it gives you attack speed and ability haste. Why not? Okay, what do we got? E. The grenade throws a bomb in a target area. Enemies stuck by the explosion take magic damage. So it's just an AoE. If the ability hits at least one enemy, the grenade gets 1 charge of increased spell power for 10 seconds. The amount of charges increases by 1, and the time of the buff refreshes if an enemy is hit again. The maximum amount of power charges is 5. Okay, so that's how you're getting your charges up. And that's on an 8-second cooldown. So yeah, if you're timing that right, you can keep that those empowerment at 5 and get bonuses. It's okay. It's just a big AoE that does magic damage. That's okay. And your R, the grenade instantly resets cooldown. Oh, okay, so yeah, you put that with your R. Alright, okay. I forgot about the R. So yeah, the grenade instantly resets cooldown on all their abilities. That's pretty cool. I quite like that. And the Grenada's special ability, the Grenada's ability leaves explosive charges on an enemy which lasts for 5 seconds, stacks up to 6 times. When the Grenada uses the ability, the charges detonate, triggering an explosion that deals magic damage. Okay, so you can stack up to 6 stacks, and then the ability will explode them. I like it. Like the grenade is cool. I'm still liking the medic more, but we'll check out what the last one is, which is the Infiltrator. Infiltrators are melee assassins who deal massive damage in a short amount of time. Infiltrators use double daggers and mines. They can become invisible to foes for some time, easily finish off enemies with low health. So this is really different it's the bomber, but they've changed it out to double daggers and mines. So I could see this being like I don't know if people would go to the bomber class to play the Infiltrator. Maybe. I mean, let's have a look at some of their abilities, shall we? Okay, your Q. Activating this ability, the Infiltrator becomes invisible for 7 seconds and gains bonus movement speed. The next basic attack is empowered, dealing additional physical damage and silencing the enemy. Yep, cool. Sweet. That's pretty straightforward rogue stuff. Basically, they call it Infiltrator, but you're a rogue, right? Well, that Q's definitely roguey. Your W, this is quite a big ability. The Infiltrator throws a mine at a target location. The mine instantly detonates if an enemy is standing in the place of its landing, or if they pass within 3 meters range from the active mine. Any squad in the blast range are also stunned for 2 seconds. The mine activates with a 1 second delay upon landing and becomes invisible for the next 50 seconds. So that could be quite good for PvP. And, you know, if you can kite the NPCs onto it, sweet as. When the mine detonates, it deals magic damage in a 2 meter range and slows all enemies damaged by this ability. Only one mine can be active at a time. Yep, it's fine. It's a weird rogue ability though, I guess. Your E. Infiltrator throws a satchel of grenades at a target location. All enemies in the area take magic damage. The zone created after explosion slows enemies by 30%. So it's a little AoE. Does it say what kind of size it is? Range 4 meters, yeah, but it doesn't say what kind of size it is. I assume it's a reasonable sized AoE. And then we've got our the Infiltrator jumps to a target area and deals physical damage to all enemies in the place of their landing. If the enemy is another player's hero and the hero is less than 20%, it instantly kills them. The ability fully recharges if the enemy is killed. Okay, so you've got to yeah, you just insta-kill people if they're at 20% or less. How does that work against... So, it doesn't work on NPC, so that's only players. So, this is a bit of a PvP build. I don't know if it would be worth using it in the, like, you know, out there leveling. Could be fun. I don't know. I'm not sold on this one. And then your special ability, dealing critical damage reduces the cooldown of the Infiltrator's abilities by 1 second. Attacks and abilities that are hit an enemy on their back will increase the chance of dealing critical. So you deal 50%, there's a 50% chance of dealing critical damage if you hit them from behind. I kind of like that. That's pretty cool. But out of the three, I prefer the Blast Medic for the Bomber. The Bomber's a really weird subclass, you know, because the name Bomber doesn't really justify what it is. You've got grenade launchers, you've got dual daggers, you've got, you know, like, I think 2 of the 3 classes have grenade launchers, right? Yeah, Grenada and the Blast Medic have grenade launchers. So, in my non-expert opinion, it's an okay class. It's very strange though, but it could be fun. Just for Blast Medic alone for me, I really think it could be a lot of fun to use. I'm just gonna jump on the forums and see what people are saying about it, and I'm just gonna go to the latest pages from this year and see, you know, people are saying it's like really an assassin class, and you know, most people into it. But like, Blast Medic is the only ranged healer class in the game, or am I blind? No, there is the Pain Reaper Warlock, which is also potential ranged healer. So there's not many in the way of ranged healers, so I think that's kind of cool. Good to know though, if you're not sure. We'll get to that class eventually as well. I am curious to see how this class goes in PvP, and if it'll be really hard to tune. It's always part of the fun, isn't it? So yeah, that's a quick overview of the Bomber class in Corepunk. Tell me what you think of this class, and if it's one you're going to play, or if you're waiting to hear about the other classes or one of the previous ones. So we've done the Paladin, the Champion, and now the Bomber. So out of those three, what one do you like the most so far? Alright, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.